I'm all alone. By myself. Alone. What's up, my madman? Madness with you. Okay, that was a little bit loud. Okay. What's up, my madman? Madness with you here with another episode of Game Loop. Wow, this is weird. I'm all alone. No Z, no nothing. No one. I'm just little me alone by myself recording. And like when I'm with Z and I say something stupid or something that should be edited out, I don't because I don't know, it just feels more natural. And I swear to God, this is my fourth time doing this, intro, what's up, my madman thing. It's like it does feel really weird being here in a room alone and talking to myself. Well, so I guess, yeah, I'm all alone. But wow, that was a depressing intro. And yeah, I had to, well, I don't know. Just I don't know where that came from, honestly. Well, anyway, so before we get to the news, I have to tell you guys what I did this weekend, and nothing much really, honestly. I mean, well, first I suppose I should tell you where Z is. Z is he has exams, and he actually didn't come home from college. Yeah, he didn't come home from college this weekend. Unfortunately, he had to like I said, exams. And of course, we all wish him all the best of luck and hope he passes. Not do well, pass. And I'm sure he feels the same way. So, yeah, that's the reason he couldn't be with us this week. But, yeah, I know. I realize that me talking about myself might be a little boring. I know our, people who really like the podcast will be like, no, Madness, we love hearing you babble on about garbage. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that I will probably upload a gameplay video along with the podcast to accompany the podcast. Of course, the gameplay video will be muted because I'll be talking, dare say the podcast. So yeah, I don't know which game I'm gonna choose. I don't know. I'm just thinking about just picking one at random and just doing a 20-minute gameplay. I don't know how long the podcast will go for. Me being alone, I really don't know how long I'll keep on babbling about nothing. So, yeah, that's Z. As for me, I actually do have exams. Oh, God, where do I even begin? Well, if I cared about my grades at all, I wouldn't be doing the podcast today because I have a project that is due tomorrow. And yikes. I swear to God, it's kind of it's so much work that my honest reaction when my professor told me what I should do, I just laughed. Well, come on. Oh my God, you're serious. Yeah, it was that kind of thing. So, yeah, he wants me to download something like 300 APKs from, for any programmers listening. I have to download 300 programs from the App Store and not just download them on my phone. I have to download the APK file itself and then reverse engineer it and do all kind of, for education purposes of course, and do all kinds of stuff to it and submit a report. And if that's not allowed even for educational purposes, then I'm not doing it. I'm just I'll look into that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Anyways, so yeah, I have that. My grades have been good, and I honestly haven't been doing much the past week. Yeah, just keeping my attendance and trying not to, lose too many grades, or not drop my grades, I guess is the right turn of phrase. Ugh, whatever, I'm horrible today. Anyways, so I guess we should go into the main news. I talked for 4 minutes. We usually do 8 minutes, but Z is not here, and his 4 minutes are gone. So let's get into the podcast. I have to burp. Woof. Usually that's woof. That's my trademark. You don't mind if I drink something here? It's a fluid that's supposed to help in digestion. Anyways, so I suppose we should get into the news. Yeah, well, I did go to the zoo and I did see my best friend. Aside from that, I didn't really do much. So, yeah, let's get to the news. Let me have a drink of this first before we, you know. Okay. Good stuff. Anyways, Borderlands 3 was teased at PAX Border. I love the way I said Borderlands. Borderlands 3 was teased at PAX South. So yeah, there was a little bit of teaser there. As usual, I have not played any of the Borderlands games. They're on my watch, but God, I have so much work to do. I don't know if I said this in the last podcast, but I did beat Shadow of Mordor. Okay, I did beat it, and yeah. Well, moving on. Okay, this one is just stupid. I would have loved to have Z here and hear him comment. I'll call him. Okay, that's. I'll call him. We'll see how the audio will probably be unusable, but yeah, I'd like to call him and see how it goes. So, oh my God. Okay. Z always picks up, so I'm sure he's gonna pick up. So, let's call him and see how it goes. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. He always picks up.
Hello?
Hey man, how are you?
Good.
I'm doing the podcast.
Why did you call me?
We're recording right now.
With who?
Alone.
You're alone?
Yeah, I'm alone. So,
I thought you were going to do it with Joe.
yeah, because, you know, he can't only make it tomorrow, he can't make it today, so. And the thing is, I read this bit of news and I really want to know what you think.
What is it?
They're releasing heart-shaped cell phones in Japan.
Okay.
And what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Where do you usually put your phone? In your front pocket or back pocket?
In my front.
Okay. I usually put my phone in my back pocket. So with a heart phone... Oh, okay. That's actually really clever. Like, you put your phone in your front pocket, that'd be like it's close to your heart is... Yeah. Okay, you got it. Well, that's all I wanted to ask you. Apparently, you have no reaction to this heart-shaped phone at all.
Oh, what am I supposed to say? There's nothing wrong about it, just a heart-shaped phone.
But you know, not only will the heart-shaped phone be close to your genitals, but you know, remember the top end of the heart is shaped like an ass.
Oh my God.
Okay. I'll just stop. Well, it was nice. I don't know if the audio is gonna be clear for people who are listening. I have you on speaker, but I guess we'll have to see. But thank you for picking up the phone.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you next week.
Yallah.
Aren't you gonna say me too?
Not really, I don't want to see you.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. I already cried at the start of the podcast. That's the intro. I'm gonna cry again because of you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See you. Talk to you later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was mean. At least he picked up. Well, anyways, moving on. Should I cry? Well, no, I'm not. I don't cry. I'm a tough guy. I don't cry. Well, anyways, moving on. Ubisoft announces Grow Home. Yes, they announced a game called Grow Home. Because I believe that Ubisoft... I'd have to check on that. Because, you know, Gone Home. I believe it's Ubisoft is the one who, you know, came out with the game, Gone Home. Well, I'll have to check on that. Probably everybody here knows who made it, and people are just going, "Come on, move on. We know. It's Ubisoft." Okay, Gone Home. Google search. I love Google. Gone Home. Gone Home. Whoa. Does it have the same name as the movie? Oh my god. Okay, game. Yeah, it does. That's Gone Girl. Oh god, I sound like such a moron right now. I didn't watch the movie Gone Girl. Gone Home by Fulbright. Oh, it's not Ubisoft. Oh, okay, I thought it was Ubisoft. Apparently, it's not. Well, okay. Okay, so moving on. Just checking. Yep, that was Gone Girl. Anyways, moving on. Okay, Castle in the Darkness will release in February 5th. It's a very, 8-bit NES era game. If you love Shovel Knight, you'll probably really like this game. Side scroller, and I do like side scrollers. So I'll check that out, and you check that out. And I say you because I'm pretty sure we only have like one listener, or in my case, I have only one listener right now. How creepy would it be if I'm like just talking to myself here? Well, I am talking to myself because people will listen to the podcast after it comes out. But like how creepy would it be if no one ever listens to this podcast? Okay, moving on. Here's some good news in the high-end gaming graphic end. NVIDIA unveils the GTX 960 GTX 960 video card, the latest addition to its lineup of Maxwell GPUs. It retails for around $200. It sits... Well, that's the cool thing about this graphics card. It's actually really good. It might be not as fast as the higher end models, but at $200, it sits exactly between the high end gaming graphic cards and the low end. So this is like a medium, So yeah. And next up, this one is especially for me. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is only 1 month away. I can't wait for this game to come out. Like, I seriously can't wait for this game to come out. It's like, yow. Well, I watched videos and actually, I did watch a video online about 2 Japanese guys and they're like playing the game. And it was one of the funniest videos I've ever watched because like their reaction is just so like they were really excited about the game. I don't know if that's how Japanese people act, but like their reaction was so good. Like I really loved even like when they were playing. It's like the guy who's playing. It's like, oh, Kamehameha. He just says the name of the attack, and it was just fun to watch. Now to the dark side of news to this. Season passes for Dragon Ball Xenoverse was released, which, when season pass means DLC. I remember when games used to, when a game used to come out and, no, that was it. A game used to come out and that was it. But nowadays, the season pass will retail for $25. It's going to include customs, characters, and extra missions. If you don't want to get the season pass, then you're gonna have to buy the DLC separately, which will run you up to $10 per DLC. I don't buy DLC. I said this before. I don't buy DLC. As everybody knows, I'm a big Dark Souls fan. Like the first one, second one, Bloodborne is coming out, just blood and darkness everywhere. So and I never bought any DLC for those games, and I'm not gonna start now. Actually, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because, as you know, the only exception is Saints Row. That game series is, wow. It's just one of my favorites, and that's the only DLC exception. Hey, there's an exception to every rule, and I chose Saints Row. Speaking of Saints Row, Saints Row Gat out of hell, Johnny Gat. So instead of that's a lame pun, I admit, but it's Saints Row. So instead of saying get out of hell, it's gat out of hell. Yeah, I know. Masterpiece. Well, anyways, so yeah, it's out now, and you can get it on Steam. And I have no idea where else. I'm playing it on Steam. Thing is, as you know, my schedule is crazy. So I'm really I'll probably have to wait until Wednesday to play it because I don't have college on Thursday and Friday. Because I packed my classes all the way, during the week just to keep Thursday and Friday off. Anyways, so I'll probably play it then. I'll probably even beat it in one day. I'll just sit my ass down and just beat the game. Anyways, moving on. From the Saints Row, we have 2 limited edition Bloodborne's PS4 consoles coming to Japan. Now, there's no word on whether these editions will come out of Japan, but it does seem highly unlikely. Well, honestly, I mean, it looks cool. I mean, on the glossy side of the PS4, there's the word Bloodborne written on it, and but it's nothing too special. Personally, I would have liked the PS1 anniversary, PS4, PS1 anniversary look-alike sound thing. Anyways, so yeah, very excited for Bloodborne. Probably won't play it until the summer because, when I play a Dark Souls game, well, this one is a spiritual successor, so I'll just call it Dark Souls. Well, Bloodborne. Forget what I said. Bloodborne. And since Bloodborne, with the Dark Souls games, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same with Bloodborne, I like to just lose myself. Just buy a lot of food and junk and just keep it in my room, lock the door for 1 week, and just play the game play the game for hours and hours and hundreds of hours and just lose myself in it. And I can't do that unless it's summertime. So I'll probably just hear about my friends playing it in WhatsApp group, and just cry myself to sleep. Anyways, moving on. Quantic Dream. We're gonna have to take a break in a bit. So I'm actually surprised that I managed to ramble on by myself for this long. I wonder if people have headaches yet. Anyway, so I'm gonna do 2, maybe 3 more news, and then we're gonna take a break. I really need the break because if I sit here talking to myself any longer, I'll just go insane. Quantic Dream teases its next project, and I'm very excited for this next project because for some reason, and I don't know why, but it does seem that they're teasing the game is going to have to do something. It's going to have something to do with one of their old games called Indigo Prophecy. In the US, it was known like that, and outside the US, it was known as Fahrenheit. Now, I'm not sure about if this is what it was called in the US, and outside it had these 2 names, Indigo Prophecy and Fahrenheit. I don't know which one is for which country. I just know that. Anyway, it was I never beat it, but I'd say it was one of my favorite games. That game was just amazing, and haven't played it in a while, but I remember. That's the word. I remember that it just looked gorgeous, and the atmosphere of the game was it was not PS2. It was something between, it was PS 2.5, halfway between PS2 and PS3. Moving on. Next up we have Fable Legends has crossplay on PC and Xbox One. So yeah, I've never played any of the Xbox Legend games. Xbox Legend games. I said Xbox Legend. Oh my god. Anyway, I've never played any of the Fable games. I've always wanted to, didn't have the time. Story of my life. It seems hypocritical since I seem to always have time to play Mega Man. Anyways, moving on, we have Ryan Reynolds to set. He's gonna film Deadpool. They're gonna start any time now in the next couple of months, and this is gonna be. I believe this is Ryan Reynolds' second chance at Deadpool, and I have faith in him. I think he's gonna pull through. That I don't know about other people's reactions, but that's what I feel for what it's worth, which is probably less than a cent. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, here's some good news for Windows users. Personally, if I'm a software engineer, and thing is, I really don't have a preference. I use Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. All three. They're all good for something. Now, I know people are like, no, Linux is better. Linux can do everything. You can make it your slave. But here's the thing. I do a lot of video editing, and I know people go like, well, use Apple for video editing. To me, Windows is better for video editing. I know that seems... Because I just don't like the Mac Pro. I don't like what it's become, honestly. It was just... Oh, God. No, thanks. And it's also just too stupid expensive. Anyways, so yeah, I use all three. I love my MacBook Air. I love my Windows desktop. And I love my, what should I call my Linux laptop? It's so weird. Like I put Linux in my laptop and it just becomes this entity of its own. Like Linux is really, really cool. That's just the nerd in me. I'll just shut up. Anyways, free upgrade, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. I didn't even say the news. Okay. So the news is that, free upgrade to Windows 10 for first year release. Okay. So according to this, when Windows 10 releases, which should be fall 2015, you're going to have 1 year to upgrade for free to Windows 10. And then it's going to cost you some money. This offer is only for people who are running Windows 7 and up. Now, you're going to be like, why do I need to upgrade to Windows 10? It's fishy, they're making it free. There must be something really bad about it. Well, at least that's the conclusion I came to. But, I checked Windows 10 out, not by hand, just, Google search like any loser could do. And, I didn't really go in depth, but the one thing I saw, and it's why I'm going to upgrade to Windows 10, is that they're bringing the start menu back. Yay! So you heard it. Windows start menu is going to finally be back, instead of that just stupid Surface or whatever it's called. Moving on. I suppose I should take my break now. So I'll be back after the break. Enjoy the midriff, and bye. See ya. And I'm back. Kind of feels weird not having Z here. He gives me energy to be who I am, which is a loudmouth moron. So moving on. Next up, what do we have? Where did I reach? Oh, yeah, here's something. Japan wants to build an underwater city. Yep, because like with the global warming, and please, if you don't think global warming is real, go fuck yourself. Japan wants to build a city underwater because of the global warming, because, ocean levels are rising. Based on the company's plan, which is, the company that's going to make the underwater city, they named it Ocean Spiral. Sit down for this. The cost for building the city is going to be 3 trillion yen. I wonder how many of you thought that was going to be dollars instead of yen. But yeah, it's yen, which is approximately equal to 24 billion freaking dollars. So, yikes. I just thought about, the creator of Minecraft. He has like 2 point something billion dollars. That's like... Anyways, moving on. And next up, this is actually very exciting because this is the game, as everybody knows, during E3, this is the game that probably the one I hyped the most, or was one of the ones I hyped the most, Ori and the Blind Forest. If you like Metroidvania style games, this is going to be the best one this year. This is going to be the best game to come out in the next 5 years. And I hope I'm not wrong. But yeah, the game looks that awesome. So yeah, it's Ori and the Blind Forest. It's scheduled. The reason I mentioned the game is because we have a release date now. The release date is going to be March 11th, 2015 for Xbox One and PC. And honestly, I did plan. If this game was only on Xbox One, I would have bought an Xbox One. But this game is coming on PC, so fuck that shit. Actually, I really want an Xbox One. I just don't have the money. Oh crap. I just paused the episode midway through and well, yeah, and I had the video editor open and not the news word spreadsheet. And kind of there's some big arguments going out there, so I don't know if you can hear it or not, but anyways. I really want to buy an Xbox, but I just don't have the money. And probably even if I buy it, I'm not going to have the time to play it. Anyways, so yeah, that was that, I guess. Moving on, we have Steam Broadcasting. Steam Broadcasting was released, I don't know, a couple of days ago, I think. And it's Valve's new streaming service. And it's the one I'll be using for all my blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so moving on to TV news. The next three bit of news is gonna be all what do you call it? TV show related, non-gaming related. So for the first one, we have that the interview is coming to Netflix. I think that's the news. Let me check. Where is it? Yep. Saturday, January 24th, the interview on Netflix, which is, by the time this episode comes out, which will be yesterday. So next up we have, here's some good news for all you It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans. They have signed contracts to do an 11th and 12th season. Now, the good news is that they're trying to go even beyond the 12 season mark. And I'm all for, honestly. I kind of wanted 2.5 Men to be that, but yes, the 2.5 Men is ending this year. Oh, God. The show is just garbage without Sheen. Anyways, moving on to the last bit of news before we end this week's episode with me just being alone. Next up, FX announces April 9th premiere dates for April 9th. I said the date before because I was supposed to premiere date for Louis is, Louis C.K.'s TV show is April 9th. Wow, April 9th. How ironic is that? Actually, because, April 9th actually, it means something to me. April 9th. Anyway, so, thank you. Thank you guys for listening. I should say that, so, we finished. That was the episode. I'd like to thank no one for being here. And I've been Madness, and you've been my madman. Thank you guys for listening. And I wonder how many minutes I've done so far. It looks like I did almost 30 minutes. I really want to go, past the 30-minute mark. I suppose so. Actually, my guitar is right here. I don't think it's plugged in. Okay, I got the pick. Oh, it's not plugged in. It's not plugged in. So you're not gonna hear me, shred. So I can't shred. Just I can play a bit fast, but nothing, shredding like. Anyway, so I guess I did pass the 30-minute mark. I think I don't have a timer in front of me. If I had explained the method I used to calculate time during this podcast, you'd laugh your ass off. It's a bit crazy. Well, anyway, so I guess thank you guys for listening, and hopefully next week I'll have Z. So see you guys next week, and bye.